Welcome to the Alchemy, Astrology, and Astro Health podcast. I'm Maya Ratla, medical astrologist, astroherbalist, and green witch. I was diagnosed with endometriosis at 19, and I was told I would never have children. I healed my body through the power of herbs, alternative health practitioners, energy healing, and more. At 28, I had the baby they said I would never have, without any interventions. I refused to believe that my body was not able to heal itself. Along this journey, I stumbled across medical astrology, and it resonated with me so much. I started down the path to learning this unique system that had been used for thousands of years in the medical community. I now help other women heal their bodies using their cosmic blueprint, the unique blueprint that every person has embedded in their DNA from the stars. This system helps me see what's going on in your body on a cosmic level and exactly how to help you give your body what it needs to heal itself. We are all uniquely and amazingly designed, and when we learn to work with our design, love ourselves for how we are designed to function, and integrate the cosmos into our lives, I truly believe that we can see true and lasting health brought into our lives. If you are ready to change your life, heal your body, and learn to deeply love who you are, this podcast is for you. Come join me as I discuss medical astrology, astronutrition, astroherbalism, health, wellness, spirituality, transformation, and so much more. I'm so excited you are joining me. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Alchemy, Astrology, and Astro Health. I am so excited to be back. I have had 3 weeks off in December, which is absolutely fantastic. Let me just tell you, my body and my soul really needed that time off. I didn't know if when I announced it and I decided it, I just didn't know if I would stick to what I had said, right? Which was I was taking 3 weeks off of the podcast, 3 weeks off of my newsletter, 3 weeks off of client work, 3 weeks off of social media, and was just going to focus on my family and my working on maybe some of the back end stuff, but mainly just taking some time off. But I'm very proud of myself because I did do that. I monitored on my phone. In the past 3 weeks, I have spent a total of 2 hours on Facebook. That's it, y'all. 2 hours in 3 weeks on Facebook. I have spent a total of, I think, 5 hours on Instagram, and that was mainly just watching Instagram reels that my husband was sending me. Messaging my sister and a few other people that were talking to me through that on my personal account. I did not touch my business account at all. So all of that time was just mainly my personal account with family and friends. And that was really about it. I did watch some YouTube. I don't really consider that social media in a way because it's more educational, and the stuff I was watching and listening to was, just that educational content, looking up things for my programming and stuff that I'm doing for me personally, for my workouts, things like that. So it was more, again, just personal use, and it wasn't, again, very much. I think total, again, it was like 5 hours in 3 weeks. So yeah, I spent a lot of time detaching from electronics, social media, and all of that. And let me tell you, when you take time away from electronics, you take time away from the comparing everything you do to everything everybody else is doing on social media and giving yourself a complex about how, you're not doing enough or you're not enough or your business is not enough. Whatever happens when you do that is such an amazing thing to do. Like, oh my God, I feel so much better about my business, about myself, about the progress that I have made in these last 3 weeks. And when I wasn't so busy being on my damn phone to be on Facebook or to be on Instagram or to be even just on my computer, like checking emails or doing stuff. Now, I did do some stuff on my computer for my business. Don't get me wrong. I did work on some things and whatnot, right? But for the most part, I was off of that too. So when I detaching from electronics and just spending more time with the actual people around you will do wonders for all kinds of things. Mental health, physical health, emotional health, spiritual health. Let me tell you that my spirit guides have been fucking active Tiff, I have literally filled half of a notebook with downloads, information, business ideas, programs. I mean, like so much stuff. An expo, like so many things that have been downloaded to me over the last 3 weeks, thanks to the fact that like I wasn't I wasn't blocking out my spirit guides and the nudges that I was getting and all that by being on social media and being on my phone or being, enthralled in my computer. By getting rid of all of that distracting shit, I was so much more in tune with like all the stuff around me that it was great. I have been on, I feel like some kind of like an enlightenment kick because I have gotten so many communications from my spirit guides and stuff, y'all. So that was great. I also used that time to make a decision regarding the whole thing about hell coming to me and wanting to talk to me about, me and having a close relationship with death and how to work on that. So I've come to a conclusion. And I actually signed up for a program in this time to become a death doula, an end of life doula. They're interchangeable words, but same thing. Um, and start to incorporate that somehow into my life. So I've started that process. I've signed up for the program and I've done the first part of that program. It like trickles out and is released. It's mostly online, meaning it's like a virtual classroom and stuff. It's not necessarily like I don't have to go to the place in person. So I'm doing it online. So I've gotten, the first week done on that. So that's been really interesting. Oh, it's been speaking to my soul. My soul has been so happy when I am reading this stuff. There has been so much emotions coming out of me during that just in the first week. So I just am really looking forward to seeing what the rest brings. So that has been fabulous. I have been like an emotional, I want to say wreck, but it wasn't really a wreck. There's nothing wrong with being emotional, right? Like we all have emotions. There's nothing wrong with entertaining those and feeling those, but I've been filled with like so much emotions these past 3 weeks, like just really feeling everything. Like it's been I'm a very emotional person already because let's face it, I have 5 planets in Scorpio and I have a hell of a lot of water in my chart, right? Water is the emotions. And so I'm already just kind of naturally an emotional person, which is fine and it's great and I don't mind it. But I tend to be very stoic sometimes in how I come out with those feelings and emotions because I don't like that Scorpio energy. I don't like other people knowing that I'm like this emotional being. I want to do that in the privacy of like my own home, in the privacy with just my family, things like that. But whew, holy fucking cow, has it been crazy, y'all. I have spent many days being very just emotion filled and flip flopping all over with those. Mainly wanting to cry a lot and just like release, just feel like I was doing a lot of releasing over these past 3 weeks. And I can't even really like pinpoint exactly what it was that I was releasing because I didn't feel like I had any negative emotions to release or anything that was like clogging up my chakras, anything that needed to move out, right? I didn't feel like I had that, but apparently my body did because whew, there was a lot of crying, y'all. A lot of crying. A lot of watching my favorite movies that make me cry. My all-time favorite, make me cry every single time I watch it, no matter how many times I watch it. And I literally have watched this movie so many fucking times I can't even count. Like, since I was probably like, I forget how old I was when it came out. It came out in the 90s, y'all. So I was, probably somewhere between 10 and 16 when it came out. So somewhere between there, I've been watch this all the time. It's While You Were Sleeping. It has Sandra Bullock, Bill Pullman in it. Absolutely fucking fantastic movie. I think it's one of Sandra Bullock's like best movies ever. In my estimation, I don't know how much that's worth to anybody, but there you have it. And it literally never never fails to make me cry. I know exactly what's going to happen. I can quote the damn movie line for line before anybody even says their lines because like I know it so well. In fact, I've watched it so many times since my husband and I have gotten together that he can now quote the movie line for line before they say it. So this is just telling you how much I love this movie. So I watched that a lot. Uh, and because that's my favorite movie to cry to. It's just such a good movie. And I'm not usually one who likes like chick flicks, rom-coms, things like that. It's just not one of my like favorite genres for sure. It's like an every once in a while genre. So this was just I don't know, it's just my favorite. It's just my like go-to chick flick that makes me cry. Whenever I need to cry and I just can't release it for whatever reason, like I can't force my body to cry and I feel like I need to, I just go watch that movie and then I'm like a sobbing bucket of tears. So it's great. So yes, highly recommend if you haven't watched that yet to check it out and watch it. Let me know in the comments. I really want to know if you guys watch this and what you think about it because it's my favorite movie. Like seriously, come on to our Discord group um, and tell me on the just tell me. I want to know. I want to know all about it because it's my favorite movie and I really want someone else to geek out with over it who's not my sisters. Because we all love it. We all watch it all the time. We all can repeat it, right? Like it's great. But yeah, I want to hear from someone that like I'm not related to how you feel about this movie too. So, yeah, I did a lot of releasing of emotions. It was insane. I have a rock star for a husband, y'all, because he just really just goes with the flow on how I'm feeling, and he's always super attuned to it and very like, okay, this is what's going on, so I'm just gonna let's do this and let's do that. Like he just knows, like intuitively, instinctually, like what it is that I need in that moment and just does that. He doesn't push me to not cry. He doesn't push me to like, suck it up and stop. Anything like that. He's very like, okay, this is what you need, then, do you want me to hug you right now? Do you need like a hand to hold? Do you want me to just sit next to you? Like working on that. Like, what do you need beyond that? Do you need me just to listen? Do you need to vent about something? Like he's just really good at being very emotionally available when I need him. And I think he feels the same way about me in return. At least I hope so. I mean, I kind of, we've been together long enough that I definitely really feel like that's, what he's um, that he feels that way too. But yeah, we just are really really in tune with each other and what the other one's feeling. And I think that comes from just how much water we each have. Like, I have 5 planets in Scorpio. My husband has his top 3 is all water. All water. So like he has a lot of water in his chart too. And so he's really, really good at that and it's just so nice having a partner who doesn't downplay the fact that like you're an emotional being, doesn't degrade you for it, doesn't gaslight you about it, doesn't, be like, just shut up already. I've had enough of your sobbing tears, dismisses them in your emotions and your feelings about it. Like, just actually sits and listens. And it's such a difference from like my previous marriage that was just literally like, terrible. I just and that was very much what I got, right? The dismissing, the everything. It was just ridiculous. It was like I wasn't allowed to have any emotions ever, that he didn't agree with. And he didn't agree with any emotions. So it was just like, okay, so I have to be an emotionless, stick like you. Um, to be fair, he had a lot of earth in his chart, like a lot of earth. And earth heavy people are just very practical and more logical. And so it's not that they're non-emotional, they're just not very good at showing those emotions, right? And so I think some who are in their low expression really stick to that and then like feel that others also shouldn't be because they're not emotional, no one else around them is allowed to have emotions either. Like they get in that low expression and try to start being controlling about it and like gatekeep what kind of emotions you're allowed to show. And that's just not the vibe, y'all. So if you're like a really heavy earth based person and you feel that you might be leaning that way, please please, 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 for your own sake, really, because this will make you lose so many relationships. Work on that. Work on that because that leaning into your emotions, leaning into that water sign in your chart, wherever the water signs are, and really learning to embrace those emotions and show them in a healthy way is going to be so good for you and all of your relationships. If you're earth heavy person and you keep tanking all of your relationships keep tanking around you, there might be a reason for that. It might be you are the common denominator type thing. So just please look into that. It's not a fun life for you or anybody that you're in a relationship with when you're that kind of person, right? And I mean, again, I have no hard feelings towards my ex. Well, anymore. Let me say that anymore. I used to. It took me a long time to heal from a lot of the shit that happened in that very not great relationship. Um, so that's is who he is. He's not going to change. He's not required to change just because I wanted him to, and I get that. But honestly, he's still a very miserable person because he's still that way and he's still tanking relationships and still not understanding that it's a him problem and not an everybody else around him problem. And so it's just hard to watch because, I see it. I still have to interact with him. He's my daughter's bio dad, so like we have to interact some and I just see it, and I want it to be different for several reasons because I want, my daughter to have a good relationship with her bio dad, and I want him to be able to express himself to her in a healthy way, and I want him to eventually find happiness, right? I mean, I found happiness. It is fantastic, let me tell you, and I want that for him, and I just don't see that happening if he continues down that path, right? So, back to being emotional being, we're all emotional. I had a lot of emotions this past 3 weeks, like a ton. So really just working through a lot of that. I was able to do so much that way. Spent so much time with my youngest daughter and, oh, excuse me, really, leaning into our relationship and spending time with her because she did fly out to her bio dad's house. He lives all the way across the country. And so she flew out for that on December 23rd, 22nd. I don't know, somewhere in there. So she's been gone for a little bit, but I really wanted those last um, couple of weeks, prior to her leaving to really spend time with her. I think that I really accomplished that. So we got so much time together. It was great and I loved it. And that was really good for sure. We did all kinds of crazy stuff. Um, we were learning all kinds of stuff in her schooling, so that was fun to be able to do that with her. And then yeah, she's on her winter break, obviously, so she gets back here in a couple of weeks, and then we will pick back up where we left off. But I'm glad she's getting some time with that side of her family. So she's doing that. So I spent all that time with her prior to her leaving. Um, I've really been focusing not only on like my spiritual health and my emotional health during this time, but also on my physical health. So I was a power lifter for years and years and years and years, and I absolutely love it. And I was out of the game for a while because of just different things happening, and thought I would try some other things. But I've really missed lifting heavy. I really missed, slamming weights around in the gym. And we've had a Planet Fitness membership for, I don't know, quite a while now because of us traveling. I can always pretty much have a gym, anywhere I go. Well, if anybody's been to Planet Fitness, y'all know that like there's no ability to power lift there. So powerlifting is, doing the like three, sometimes four, depending on which power lifter you follow, lifts. So the squat, like the back barbell squat, mainly is what people think of when they think of powerlifting. The deadlift, the conventional deadlift, um, bench press, and then some people also include the overhead press in there, which is like a standing overhead press with the barbell. So I've been wanting to get back into that, and I found a gym that was close to where we were staying, a little gym. Um, Well, unfortunately, some things have changed with where we're staying more often, and so I've not been able to be close to that gym. So I was trying to do it at Planet Fitness, and it don't work. They don't have the equipment to be able to do it right. Like I need free weights, and they don't have any free weights. They have the Smith machines, and you just really can't truly do powerlifting on a Smith machine. Um, so we found a new gym here where we're staying, and I've been really hitting that hard. Um, so I've made some major gains in the last 3 weeks at all of my lifts, which makes me super happy. So I've been able to go to the gym more. I've got a program, I'm dialing in a program that I just am really like, I'm kind of tweaking right now, but I really like it. And so that's been fun to like dial this in and like change things up. Um, so yeah, that's been good. That's been really good. I feel really good physically now. So that's been great because I was not feeling very physically good after 2022 tried to wreak havoc on everything. So 2022 not a great year. 2023 much better year. 2024 is gonna be fucking awesome, y'all. So for Yule, I don't know what y'all got for Yule. Tell me in the comments. Let me know. I want to know what you got. Tell me what you got for Yule, Christmas, whichever one you celebrate, Hanukkah, whatever holiday you celebrate that you get gifts for in December. Let me know what you got. I got um, mainly some very practical gifts because that's what I wanted. So most people who hear this would be like, "Oh my God, this is what you got for Christmas, for Yule." But yeah. So I got a microwave slash air fryer slash convection oven combo. It's all like one. Um, to use in our van to help with cooking and baking on a better scale. Like we have a stove and an oven, right? But it's propane. Nothing wrong with that. But to use it efficiently and not like, carbon dioxide all of us out of the house, carbon monoxide, in the house, and fill up the van with that so that we all die. I have to have the doors open. A lot of times I have to bring it outside because it really heats the van up. And when it's been as warm as it has been here, like in the 70s, sometimes even the 80s still during the day, you really just don't want a stove or an oven going and like turning the van into like a boiling furnace even more than it already possibly feels like, right? So I have to take the whole thing out, get it outside, hook it up, turn on the propane, get it started, let it warm up, which takes forever. And it was just a pain in the neck. And so it was really hindering me like cooking and baking how I like to. And I love to cook. Ask my husband, he'll tell you. He's biased, so he'll tell you I'm the best cook ever. But anyways, it's what I really like to do. I really show a lot of like my love through like baking and cooking things for people, right? And I have not been able to do that, and I've been a little miserable. So he surprised me with a micro air fryer convection oven combo. So it's electric, which we have plenty. He did our solar system on our van, so it's great. We have so much power, like literally like unlimited power, and it's great. So with us being where we are, where it's sunny all the time, basically as I'm using it, the solar panels are just refilling the battery almost as fast as I'm using the electricity out of the battery. So it's really negligible on the amount that I end up actually using, right? So that was super exciting. I was like, oh my God. So I got that. Um, and then he bought me a couple of books, like Kindle books, um, that I really have been wanting. The one is a Materia Medica on the cell salts, y'all. I was so fucking stoked. I've only made it through like 2 chapters and I am like in information overload. It's going to be so fantastic for helping my clients with me having that book and like a greater understanding of the cell salts. I have a pretty obviously decent understanding now, but this book just like really takes it to another level. So I'm super excited about that one. Um, he also got me the Native American Herbalist Bible or something like that. It was called. My brain is completely blank on the actual name, but it was something like that. And I was slightly disappointed. It was like a two books in one type like ebook, so it had like volume 1 and volume 2. And I was slightly disappointed. It was not his fault at all because it was on my wish list. and he was like, hey, this is, what you want. And I appreciate the fact that he got it for me, but I was disappointed by the book because I was expecting it to be a book, hence the name, about Native American like herbal traditions, how they did herbalism, herbs that the Native Americans used, and like traditional ways that they used them. More like that. More like an actual like inside look, because it was written by a Native American woman. So, an actual look into like how their herbalism looks for them compared to like how I was trained, right? And I love learning about other cultures and how they have used herbs and their traditions around them and which herbs they used and how they used them. Even if I never touched those herbs or anything, right? I just love that information. It's more of a personal thing than anything for me. And that's what I thought this book was going to be by the title, by the description, and it was not at all. It was like had the first chapter in each volume was like a very brief history of many of the different Native American tribes and peoples like traditions around using herbs and like when they used them and kind of how. But I mean, I'm talking like on the Kindle, it was like maybe 3, 4 pages, which is not huge. So I'm thinking if this had been a print book, it would have been like one. I mean, like really, it was not a lot. And then the rest of it was like just materia medical on different herbs, materia medica on different herbs, and most of them were like not herbs that would have even been available in the US at the time that like Native American herbalism was at its peak, right? Because they were most of the ones that she was mentioning were imported and brought here by colonists and the colonizers because they were mainly European plants prior to that, right? Like not if there was one over here, it was a different species of the same family. So it maybe had similar properties, but it wasn't that specific herb that she was talking about. And I was like really disappointed because that's not what I was looking for. I really wanted to get like, more of an in-depth look at how Native American herbalism worked, and that's just in which herbs they traditionally used, and there was none of that. It was herbs that I already know about because they're herbs that I've learned about because most of them were European herbs. I mean, I was trained in the UK for herbalism, and so I already knew these herbs because that's what you learn in the UK because they're European herbs. They're ones that the British herbalist had access to. So that's why we know so much about them. And it was so there's a couple that were like ones that I don't think I know were definitely from here, but the information listed for each one was like really minimal, and it was very disappointing. So note to you and anybody listening, don't buy that book. I mean, I hate to say it, but just don't buy it. It wasn't worth buying in my estimation. It really wasn't. And I will admit I am super picky about my herbal books, right? I have a reason to be. I don't like them to be spreading misinformation on like how herbs actually work or how what you can actually get from them, and I don't want that either, but I also don't want the way this book was written where it was very minimal information. Like there is absolutely no way that anybody with any amount of like if you didn't have any training at all could pick up this book and then learn about these herbs in a way that would make you start feeling confident to use them. So, if you're looking for a book to help you feel confident in using herbs more in your life, I highly recommend Rosemary Gladstar, her book Medicinal Herbs. It's for beginners. It's literally for people who have no fucking clue about any of this and want to start. She writes it super simple, super easy, super, in depth for each herb, and it is great, and it makes you really start feeling confident to use them. So I recommend her book. I do not recommend this book. So I got those. I'm like I said, I'm not even that far into the other book. It's like so huge. Well, at least on Kindle it is. The pages I think kind of get messed up. So there's that. So those were one was great, the other one was and then this hasn't shown up yet because of shipping, thanks to the holidays. But he got me some some of those like bands for the gym, like the ones you see for like different body weight exercises and stuff. Um, the gym that I'm going to currently here doesn't have those bands, and there's some programming that I am doing for some deficits that I have and some other things going on that like has been given to me by a physical therapist. And so I've been trying to do this on my own, and the other gym I was going to did have the bands, so I didn't have to have my own. This gym does not, and I need the bands to do the exercises correctly and to, build up those areas that need that. So he got me like the long ones, long stretchy bands, and then he got me like the hip um bands, the ones that are thicker and they go more around like your thighs only for different things. Um, so I got a set of each that are on their way. So I'm excited about those. And then I got another book. This one's a physical book because they don't come in the Kindle version. I don't know if you've heard me talk about her, but Judith Hill, she is like amazing medical astrologist. Love her to death. All of her stuff is great, and this is one of her books that really dives in deep into the lunar nodes and how to use those more in depth in medical astrology, which I'm like super excited about because it's going to unlock like a new level and how I can help people. So I'm super excited about that one too. So that's coming. So yeah, really practical but nice, well thought out gifts. For my husband, I got him a new phone. He wasn't planning on getting him a new phone. I actually wasn't 100% certain what I was even going to get him at all because like he doesn't need anything and there's nothing he really wanted either. Like seriously, his list for, like we always give each other like a little list or we write things down or we put things in the wish list on Amazon, right? So that we can, even if we don't buy them from Amazon, just know this is what that person wants, right? We all have a list. My daughter has a list, I have a list, my husband has a list. And like the stuff in his list was like nothing. There was really like nothing in his list. And I was like, okay. So ended up with a new phone because like literally a week before Yule, he dropped his phone off of a roof of an RV while he was installing some solar components up there, and it shattered into like a million pieces because it landed on gravel. So yeah, I was like, oh, great. So he pulled out his backup phone because why not? He breaks phones a lot, so we have a backup phone at all times for him because you just never know when he might shatter another phone. So this is obviously happens often if we have a backup phone. He pulled that out and literally had that out for maybe a week and proceeded to have a tire. He was having to get, he had to take this tire off because the trailer, the camper had been hit by something or something had hit it. I don't know. Anyways, it had been hit by something and it had torn the trailer brakes, the trailer brake line, so that the one side had no brakes anymore on it, which if anybody tows knows it's very dangerous to not have trailer brakes working on one side of your camper or anything you're towing. And so we didn't had to go in there and actually rebuild the whole wiring system. And I don't know. He could tell you he likes that electrical stuff. That's his whole thing, right? He's an electrician. But he was rebuilding it and he took the tire off and he thought he had his phone. He had it on the floor, on the ground because he was looking at like a wiring diagram on how to make sure that he was getting everything connected back up properly, right, for the trailer brakes. And he thought he put it far enough out and the damn tire fell over, laid it right on top of the phone and just smashed it. It was like a 75-pound tire. So this is why we have a backup phone. Well, I didn't have a backup to the backup phone, so I got him a new phone for Yule. So, yeah, it's a really nice phone. Unfortunately, the case for it has been delayed getting here because of the holidays, and it's a newer phone and it doesn't have a lot of options for cases. So, none of the carriers, the cell phone carriers here in this area, even have a case for it at all. They're like, no, you got to get it from online. And so we're still waiting for that to come from the actual manufacturer because it's the only place we could find one who had a case. Um, so in the meantime, he doesn't have his phone on him. I'm refusing to let him take it anywhere without a case because yeah, I love the man to death, but boy, can he fuck some shit up when it comes to his phones. So he got a phone. My youngest daughter did not want anything. She was like, I don't know, I don't need anything. I have everything I want. I have everything I need. I don't want anything. Um, she loves mushrooms though, so I found her this little tiny field guide to edible mushrooms book and I got her a mushroom notebook to go with it for like her field notes and stuff. So part of what we've been doing for school is going and wandering around until we find mushrooms, and then she pulls out her field guide to investigate. So she was super happy about that, like super super happy. And then I feel like I got her something else. What else did I get? Oh, she wanted a new pillow for her bed here in the van. The other pillow she had was just was a little too big, like thick, and she just wanted to try a new one, so I got her one that looks like a sloth, um, and it's super cute. So yeah, practical gifts this year. It was worth it. Everybody wanted it, so we wanted, so we got. So I hope your Yule, Christmas, Hanukkah, or whatever holiday you celebrate went really well. I know 2024 is going to be great. There is so much coming, y'all, like so much. So yeah, I got a whole course, like program slash course, downloaded to me for my spirit guides that I will be releasing sometime in 2024. I have yet to figure out exactly when because it is going to be a hell of a lot of work to put together, but it's coming. I'm going to be hosting and leading a women's health expo. That is actually set for May because it's, you know, Mother's Day is in there. It's Women's Sexual Health Month in there. It's just Women's Health Month in general. So it's a good time to have a Women's Health Expo. So that is coming in May. I got some great speakers lined up for that, um, talking about different aspects of like holistic health and wellness and things like that. So it's going to be a ton of fun, y'all. So keep an eye out, an ear out, I guess, for that. If you're on the newsletter list, you'll be getting information about that. If you're not on the newsletter list, go join the newsletter list. Um, because yeah, that is going to be something you don't want to miss. It will be a paid event, just as an FYI. I'm throwing it out there now. Um, so yeah, be looking forward to that May 17th through the 19th of 2024. So we have that coming up. I got several little like mini courses downloaded to me. Got a new like ebook. I'm thinking I might make it downloaded to me. Not sure on exactly how it's going to be. If it's going to be an ebook or something else, but something like that. Download it to me, so that'll be coming. So yeah, there's just so much. We got all the podcast stuff going on. That's coming. So I'm excited about that. There is so much coming for the podcast too. Um, so much. I don't know if I'm really ready to just like throw it out there yet, but there's gonna be some good stuff coming for the podcast. I love I love this podcast. Absolutely adore it. Love doing it. Love talking to y'all all the time. Love the feedback I get from it. It's really my happy place. It makes me super excited to be able to do this. So that's going to be a huge focus of next year is really um, focusing on the podcast and putting more content out there for everybody. So that's going to be my thing, I think. So we got that. Lots of stuff coming for that. Yeah. Um, I have a relationship with Element now. I know you probably all hear me talk about how much we need electrolytes, like water, hydration, 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 plus electrolytes. Element's my favorite electrolytes that we use in our house for like everything. Love them. Um, I have yet to find a flavor that I don't like. There's some that are like, not my favorite, but like I can see why they make them because other people would probably really enjoy them. It's not my personal preference, right? But they're great flavors. They're just not something I would, want to drink all the time on for myself. Um, so I have yet to find one that's like, oh my God, don't drink that, right? So I have I've gotten a referral. Is that what it's called? Yeah, referral link for them now. So it'll be in the show notes, but if you go to the show notes, if it's your first time ordering through that link, you get a free sample packet no matter what it is that you order. So if you order a sample pack, you get a second sample pack for free. If you order a 30 pack, you get a sample pack for free. If you order their, what's it called? Their salt box, salty box, something like that, salty AF box. It's like a thing where you get four 30 packs um, in the box. You get a free sample pack. So, but it's only valid for the first order through my link, y'all. Unfortunately, they wouldn't do better than that. I'm sorry. But you can order through that and you get a free sample pack on your first one. So you get extra electrolytes for free. So, not a bad deal on your first order through that link. So I have that set up now. I still have my full script partnership, which is through like for the supplements. They're a supplement supplier of all kinds of different brands of supplements. Usually the ones that are better quality and have actually go through like third party testing and stuff so that you know that you're getting what they say you're getting. They're more transparent with how they're doing things. So I appreciate that. So I have a partnership with them too, where if you go through and order through my link, you get my discount. So I normally get 20 to 25% off the regular pricing on these. So like if the normal price is like $20, then you get 20 to 25% off of that. So you get my pricing for that. So I have that too. That I will be making more known because those are really well, the element is like brand new. That just happened right before the holidays. The full script's been going for a while, but I just haven't really. I wasn't. I was using it for my clients, but I've realized recently after talking to them in depth that you don't have to be a like a client in the fact that like we're working together and in Atlas Astrology. You can just be somebody who wants to get a discount on some good quality supplements. So you can go through that link that'll be in the show notes for mine. It gives you that discount. And if you go, you can see my favorites list and you can see all my favorite items for like brain health, vitamins, minerals, gut health. I forget what else there is on there. Hormone health, things like that. So I have a whole list of favorites for all the different things, and I have it all categorized and thought out for you, so you can see all of that stuff. So highly recommend if you're looking for some of the supplements that I've been talking about for all this time with the different signs, and then what we're going to be getting into with the planets as well here as we move further into that series. Then yeah, good place to go and get some money saved. And also, what I really like too is not only do you save that money, but it comes straight to your door. Like they ship it straight to you. They have an auto ship feature that will auto ship it however often you want it to. And when you're getting low, even if you don't do the auto ship, if you're getting low on one, like they know that you are supposed to be taking it like once a day or whatever's in the bottle, they'll remind you that hey, you might be getting low on magnesium and you need to reorder that soon. So then you get reorder emails and notifications via text too if you sign up for their text notifications, which I don't know about you, but like I'm busy often and I forget that kind of stuff until I go to get out the bottle. I have like one left and I'm like, fuck, you know? And so it's really nice that they remind you in advance so then you can have it shipped. Though I do recommend the auto ship thing because since I've switched to that, it's been so much easier because they just ship the shit and then I don't have to remember it. It just shows up. I'm like, oh yeah, I was almost out of this. Great timing. Obviously that only works if your finances are, going to be able to support that. But I know they do offer an extra discount on the auto ship as well. So you'll get like an extra, I think it's like 5% off, which 5% it doesn't sound like a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, then you're saving 25 to 30% depending on what the initial discount for that, product already was. So good idea there. So those will be in the show notes so you guys can go check those out. I do really use these. I highly recommend these. I go through and order all of my supplements through Full Script. Most of my family members now have discovered that they can get it for much cheaper going through there, so they also order from there using my link because it's saving them money, and it, like they said, they love it because it comes to their door and they don't have to worry about it. So highly recommend checking those two things out. I'm working on potentially coming up with some other partnerships this year as well that will really give you guys some good discounts, hopefully, or free stuff, depending on what it is. So looking into a couple of other companies to do that with, so I can provide you guys some extra awesome stuff for listening to me as a thank you, because I really do appreciate all of you that listen and send me notes and, just really enjoy following along. If you haven't already, come join our Discord group. We just had our monthly member chat this past Friday. So much fun. Telling y'all, you're missing out. There's a lot of stuff coming for the group this year too. We're going to start doing little mini like classes on medical astrology. We're having divination practice. So if like you've been wanting to, get more into using like tarot or runes or oracle cards or casting bones or any of that kind of stuff, right? Any of the divination tools out there, and you're like kind of intimidated by it, or you want to practice for like doing sessions with someone else, those that's what those will be for. So we have other stuff coming for that too. So that's going to be fun. We have all kinds of fun stuff coming in 2024. 2024 is going to be lit, y'all. And I know that shows my age when I say that, and I don't even care. I'm very happy to be the age that I am because I am really in the I don't give a fuck phase of life about what other people think about me. And it's fun. It's great. It's freeing. It is so amazing. I really started feeling like that in the like my mid 30s, and now that I've hit 40, I really just don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about me or how they feel about me or if they like me or not. And it's very freeing to just not give a fuck about that anymore. It really is, truly. And I really wish that all of you get that too. Whether you get it now and you're younger or you get it as you age, I just really wish that you all get that I don't give a fuck about what people think about me attitude, because it's so freeing and it makes life so much better. So much better. It's even made the gym easier because I don't care if anybody looks at me anymore. I don't care if people are watching me. I don't care if people think I'm doing like something weird, because I know I'm there bettering myself. I don't care if I look as good as I think someone else in the gym looks. I don't care about that. And I don't care if people think that my programming is weird. I'm following the program that works for me and my body. Yay. So yeah, it's really freeing. It's been fun. It's been great. It's been great turning 40 this year. I thought I would be, well, I guess last year officially, 2023. I thought I would feel some type of way about it, but I don't. I feel free. I feel happy. I feel physically really great. I don't feel 40 at all. I have to say that's probably a lot due to the fact that like I make sure that my nutrition is on point for my body, which medical astrology will tell you. So if you're looking to see what you should do for your nutrition, come see me. We'll work that out and figure it out through your natal chart, because that has been a game changer, y'all. Let me tell you, that is a game changer. Knowing which foods are best for your body so that you eat more, you can focus more on those foods, and then have that 20% where you eat the foods that you like, even if they're not quote unquote what's best for your body, right? And that's been a game changer. That's been really helping. I've dialed in my nutrition. I've dialed in my supplement use. Um, Dialed in my herbs that I use to help me get some of that nutrition, and instead of using supplements, I can use the herbs instead. Yeah, it's just been, I got my programming, I'm starting to dial that in, lifting heavy. It's been great. It's been great. These last 3 weeks off have been great. I have missed doing this podcast though, let me tell you. I was so excited to do this episode today. I was going to do the next one in the, medical astrology and the planets series, but I've missed just chatting with you guys, so that's what I wanted to do. So I'm going to just chat for this one, and then we'll get back into the actual grind of, what's coming out and when, right? So it's coming. The next one will be the moon. We did the sun. We're going to do the moon because we're going to do like the opposites, right? So whatever planet we do, we're going to do the opposite one next. So we did the sun. We're going to do the moon. And then we'll move into Mars and Venus, Saturn and Jupiter, and then Mercury is just all by himself because it doesn't have a balancing plan and it balances everybody else. So that's been fun. So yeah, lots of fun stuff. Um, I'm going to be going over here coming up sometime. Don't know when, haven't decided yet. Um, what my actual goals will be for 2024 and how that will how that will look for the business, for my personal life, and I'm excited about sharing all of that. We'll also do like a 2023 recap of all that. So I still have to go through and look at a few things to see what's going on. Um, make sure I get all the right stats for everything, but that'll be cool too. So yeah, that's coming. So anyway, I hope you all had a wonderful holiday season in December, and I wish you all a fantastic 2024. We are going to rock it out. It's going to be lit. We're going to have such a fantastic year. I'll put it out there now, right? Let's put that energy out into the universe so that it comes back to us. So that's what we all get is a wonderful 2024. I'm super excited about everything that's coming. I hope you are too. Um, if you haven't already, please join my Discord group because that's where I spend a lot of my time too and talking with everybody. And I would really like to get to, know you guys better. I know it seems like you probably know me pretty well because I'm pretty open and honest and vulnerable on these podcast episodes, but I feel like I'm missing out on getting to know you just as well as you know me. So come join the group. Let's get to know each other. I would love that. Um, yeah, let's just hang out some more in 2024. Let's make that our goal, right, y'all? One of our goals. Let's hang out more in 2024 because I want to get to know you guys better, and I want to enjoy um just talking to people and having fun that way. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog. She's like snoring or something. I don't even know right now. Sorry. She's sitting on my lap while I'm doing this. Shh. She's sitting on my lap. So now she started barking randomly. I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all. I hope it didn't mess anything up. She's I love her to death. She's a wonderful dog, but she has a TBI, a traumatic brain injury. Um, and so she's very unpredictable in her behavior sometimes and what she chooses to do all of a sudden. So yeah, randomly barking for absolutely no reason. And I know you're like, well, dogs do that. They just bark for randomly no reason. Yeah, other dog would bark randomly. This is completely different. This is like, if you were here to witness it, you would see what I mean. It's like not even, I don't even know how to describe it, but like, it's just, she like randomly barks. She'll like get like a wild hare to go like just randomly start pacing the floor. She has to jump up and like I don't know. I love her to death, but her behavior is very hit and miss on what you're getting that day, and you never know what you're getting. It's a crapshoot every day, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Keeps me on my toes, that's for sure. But it's really hard when we take her out in public because you never know what day you're getting. And so when we're out in public, she can be on her best behavior that day and she can greet everybody as she wants to and she's friendly and she wants to be petted and she can be around other dogs and she's fine. And then like as we're walking, that switch can flip and the TBI does its little thing inside of her brain and I don't know, fritzes something out, flips a switch, does something. And the next thing you know, that dog back there that we just passed she was fine with, and this dog coming up, she has like an outright conniption. Someone tries to pet her and she snaps at them. So it makes it really hard to take her out in public sometimes. We have worked a lot with her and she is so much better than she used to be, and it takes her a really long time due to the TBI to like pick up on commands and really learn them. So you have to really really work. Like it took her 6 months to learn one command earlier last year. So I love her. I work with her all the time. I do still take her out into public because she needs that socialization and she needs the practice of listening to that command. But I'm very cautious, very aware of my surroundings. Have a tight grip on that leash, let me tell you. And we work together well. We got it down to where we can do things. I do tend to try to avoid super peak everyone else's hours to kind of ease her into things, but it's yeah, you just never know what you're getting with her, and I love her. but she's not a super easy dog, and I can see why they had a hard time adopting her out from the rescue that we got her from. But she's my baby. We all joke that I'm her emotional support human, so we literally could, like, we will never get, we're not going to give her up just because she has some hard behaviors, right? But I know a lot of people might, and that's, what they were really worried about at the rescue. They were really worried that I was going to bring her back shortly after we got her. But she's been with us for 7 years now, and so I don't have any plans on that. But I am 100% her emotional support human. If I'm not there, she is like an anxious mess. I don't know if it's the TBI, I don't know, but like I've become like her safe person, like the one that she knows she can trust in any situation to make sure that she's safe and that everything around her is good. And so when I'm not around, she's a little more spazzy. We've tried to mitigate that and make sure that she spends equal time with everybody in the house and outside and stuff, but for some reason she's just decided that I'm like her favorite person ever, and I'm like that emotional support that she needs. So yeah, she's my baby, and she goes pretty much everywhere I go because because of that. But we love her. She's our favorite. Yeah. So sorry for the tangent. That just, went off on that because a lot of people don't realize, that about our dog and why I'm so overprotective and cautious of taking her places and, being so like wary and on guard with her when I go places with her. Um, and I get a lot of funny looks from people, but I made a commitment to her 7 years ago, and I'm not breaking that. She's around 12-ish now. We're not exactly sure because this is what happens when you rescue a dog, right? Sometimes you don't know. So, anyway, she's our baby. She will be with us until she passes of natural causes. Um, and we love her to death, and we're super happy that she's here with us. Just like I'm super happy you're here with me now. So, that is it. This went way longer than I was expecting it to, but like I said, I have missed talking to y'all. So I hope you have enjoyed this. Let me know what you think. Leave a review, like and follow, subscribe, whatever your podcast platform lets you do so you don't miss any episodes. There's also, you can find these episodes on YouTube as well under Alchemy, Astrology, and Astro Health Podcast. You can go there and you can listen to them on YouTube as well. They usually get released either the same day or the next day after they get released on the podcast platforms. So, yeah, keep an eye out for that. If you're more of a YouTube person, they are on there too. They're also on YouTube Music. I guess the podcasts go on there as well. So you got that too. So either one. And yeah, that is everything. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you all had a great holiday month in December. Let's have a rockin' 2024, and I will talk to you guys next time. Love and light. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Alchemy, Astrology, and Astro Health. I hope you enjoyed today's episode as much as I enjoyed making it. You can find all relevant links to today's show in the show notes below. If you loved the show today, please subscribe, follow, and leave me a review. I love to hear your thoughts, and it helps me know what is a hit and to make more of that content, especially for you. If you want to learn more about me and how I can help you, head over to atlaastrology.com. There you can sign up for a medical astrology package, download my free sun sign in your health ebook, read the blog, and so much more. If you want to connect more outside the podcast, follow my Instagram channel @AtlaAstrology or join my Astro Connection community, the link to which you can find in the show notes. Until next time, love and light.